I worked in an office back when everybody was in office. I guess that's happening again now. And we had a community Sonos system. We had like a couple Sonos spread throughout the office. And every employee in the office had the ability to go in and change the music that was playing. And I don't know why it came over me, but eventually every Friday became Usher Friday. And I made this thing a thing throughout the entire office to where if you changed Usher on Friday, it was like people melted down. Every Friday we listen to Usher. Just saying, you should do it. Led to great things. Usher Friday is one of my most memorable experiences at my old tech job. So, yeah.
We can't just have all giants. What kind of small guys?
Like, he's got to get him. He's got to get him.
We got to pack it up.
He said, because if we don't get it, somebody else is going to get it.
And drink it straight out the bottle.
Cheers.
Welcome, everybody, to the Who Effing Knows podcast. We are back for another episode. Thank you, guys. If it's your first time checking us out, we really appreciate you being with us tonight.
And what took you so long?
What took me so long? What are you talking about?
No,
them.
What took them so long?
Hey. If you don't know us, if all you've seen is the one Mincy episode, you're in for a treat. Probably not quite the podcast you thought you signed up for, so you can hit stop now. No, I'm joking. Don't do that. Stick with us, okay? I promise. We're a lot of fun. We just kind of shoot the shit. We talk about sports. We talk about our lives. We're both parents. We'll talk about some fun stuff, man. It's just kind of what we do. It's a podcast about everything and nothing all at the same time. Anybody that's been with us, you know that. That's why you're still here. How you been, man?
I'm all right, man. You know, we had a busy week. Both of us went on vacation. Well, I went on vacation. You were out of town.
Work.
Went on vacation with the wife. Mardi Gras stuff. Just hectic life this last week. But no, we're back. We're good. I'm chilling. We had a nice day today. Spent too much time together.
Very nice day. I'm tired of him already. We need to get rid of this guy.
No, I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
How's
your mental?
Man, I tell you what, my mental is about the same as it always is. I am tiptoeing. What's that song? Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the... Anyways, I'm not a singer. You'll notice that. I'm okay, though. Just went out of town for work. It's always nice and also rough to get away. Sucks leaving the family. But it's cool to go experience some things with coworkers and just collaborate with people. So that's always awesome. But Mardi Gras was fun. Had a good time. Went to a couple parades. It's been cold. It's been rainy. I don't like being outside with that stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm kicking. A lot's happened since the last time we talked too.
Yeah, it's tough when we do the little 2-week break.
Yeah.
Because then it's either like there was still nothing and it's like, how the hell do we have nothing to talk about after 2 weeks? Or it's just too much.
Yeah. And it's funny, guys, if it is your first time with us, not a lot of preparation goes into this, right? Sometimes it's a great thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. But I tell you one thing, it's always entertaining. All right. Much like The Rock, I got it. I mean, the Super Bowl happened, right? Chiefs won.
Super Bowl did happen. Who won Super Bowl weekend for you?
Who won Super Bowl weekend for me? I don't freaking know.
My answer is Jason Kielce.
Yeah. Tell me why.
His brother won a Super Bowl while dating the biggest pop star on earth.
Yes.
And somehow every video of them afterwards always ends up panning to Jason Kielce, and he's the star of the video.
He's an animal, is what he is.
So I was watching, I forget what I was watching, but they were saying, you know how WWE always tries to do like a celebrity for WrestleMania, and it's in Philly this year, and they want Jason Kielce to be the host, the celebrity host for WrestleMania. And I don't think that there could possibly be a better person in all of America to be the host of WrestleMania.
I think it's a great idea. My first thought was, can I get a whoop whoop? Totally different topic, but yeah, I think it'd be phenomenal. No, it's funny that you mentioned that too, because that my first thought when you said who won Super Bowl weekend, I instantly pictured Jason Kielce in the Chiefs luchador mask. Just what is happening here?
Stumbling into the bushes.
I mean, what a life, dude, right? What a life.
He celebrated harder than Travis did.
I know, and you see the story. He's like, yeah, my wife won't wear any gear other than the Eagles gear. She won't even support the Chiefs.
I respect it.
I respect the hell out of it. But you know what? I also respect the hell out of Jason Kielce just being like, I don't care. We're going to celebrate this. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to have a good time.
What's funny, like I know there's talks about he might be retiring, whatever. And, some people are like, oh, it's a good retired life he's living. I'm like, he would be doing this if he was coming back next year.
It almost makes it better if he's coming back next year. I'm so excited to see what happens in the offseason.
Man, I want them on a team together. I think that could be so fun. Just the two of them together. Everybody needs a Jason Kielce in their life.
Oh yeah.
Everybody. I don't know if I do have a Jason Kielce in my life.
Yeah.
I have a cousin that's just a blast. Man.
Yeah.
Like can turn any night into the best night.
Yeah.
It can get a little wild, and you got to deal with it.
Yeah.
But the ups are far greater than the downs.
Yeah. I personally love it. And I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I think of myself as a Jason Kielce, but if I'm getting to that level, I think I'm probably just really annoying, and it's not a good thing. It's not a Jason Kielce level, right? It's more of like, hey, can we get this guy home? Can we get him the hell out of here? Let's. Where's his keeper? Get him out. Get him going.
Where are his parents?
Right. Where are his parents? Jesus, I've said that a lot recently. Yeah, a lot happened, man. There's a few thoughts I had. What'd you do for the Super Bowl? Tell me about that.
So we were in Nashville. We started the night, so probably midway through the first quarter. We watched from the beginning to then at a brewery next door to our hotel with, hundreds and hundreds of people.
Yeah.
Which was a cool experience. Odd thing that happened that I tweeted about. The national anthem comes on. And the people in the brewery, it's a brewery, but it's got a bunch of bars and all of this stuff. I'd say about 30% of them stood up for the national anthem at the bar, which I don't like. Truthfully, I don't watch a ton of games out in public. It's either at the game or at home most of the time, or like with a couple friends. Now, at every little party I've been at, every Super Bowl party, no one has ever stood up for the national anthem. I just need to know if that's a thing. Like, if that's what you do, good for you. Like, whatever you want to do you, I guess. But when I saw that happen, and I'm talking, they stood up, hats off, hands on, like they were in it. And I was thrown off by it. And then you pointed out that I was in Tennessee.
Yeah.
But I felt, because I was in Nashville, it was just a bunch of like tourists. I didn't think it was locals. But I don't know. It just threw me off. Have you ever seen that just out in public, like at a bar?
So I have a fun story about that, actually. Not at a Super Bowl party or anything like that, or at a bar for a game, believe it or not. And this blows my mind.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Yeah, you know where I'm going with this. I went to a bowling alley. A lot of people know this bowling alley if you're local to New Orleans. It's called Rock and Bowl, okay? Phenomenal place. And before I even go into this story, I do want to say one thing. There are people that are diehard patriots, and I have no problem with that, okay? There's a negative connotation with people who support the national anthem for other reasons, and I can also understand that. Whatever. Appreciate, enjoy what you enjoy. I personally respect those who have died for our country. Now we're going to get into what I was going to say. Cool. We're at a freaking bowling alley, okay? And there are concerts at this bowling alley, and it is a phenomenal time. Rock and Bowl is one of the best times you can have. I stand by it. But before they do their concerts, they do the national anthem. And when I tell you, my first time here, and not my first time, but the first time I see this, they started this after the pandemic, I believe. First time I see this, I'm a couple beers deep, right? We've been hanging out. We've been having a good time. I'm actually, no, I'm not in costume. That was another time. Whole nother story. I'm sitting there and I'm talking to my wife, and, I'm having a good time. I'm waiting on this band to come up with things like Elvis or somebody, some fake Elvis getting up there. And all of a sudden I hear the national anthem start, and you could hear a pin drop in this place. Everybody standing at attention, hat over their heart. And I'm like, we are in a bowling alley right now. What is going on? Like, this is the wildest thing I have ever seen. So I commend those that respect our country that much. Kudos. I wish I could say that I was that guy, and I don't fault anybody for being that guy. But dang.
It's so wild. The fact that it's happened there for you more than one time.
Yeah. Well, because I went back after that. Yeah. And I was like, yep, this is just a thing here. This happens.
It's so, man, I don't know. The whole thing, it's normal at sporting events and everything. But anytime it's like outside of that, it just feels odd to me. It always has. Like, I don't know how much I want to get into this. Because, people are going to hate it. But
that's fine. Listen, if we want to dig right into it, last week we went the opposite way, okay? Yeah. So there was a lot of blowback there. We could just dive into it.
Well, it always felt weird to me, even as like a high school kid. Like, starting the day, every day with the pledge felt weird. And like, I'm not somebody that's like, I don't want to stand for this. I don't want to do that. I'm just like, it just felt odd. I don't know why. Yeah. I'm just like, this we're at school. Like, I'm just here to learn. I don't know why we're doing this. Like, and again, I come from like a military, every my grandpa, great grandpa, stepdad, all military. So I'm like, I respect it, but it just felt odd. It's weird to me, and I do it at the games, but I saw it at the bar. I was like, no, this doesn't feel like the time or place.
Right. I'm trying to enjoy my drink.
Yeah.
Trying to have a good time. Put some music on. Let's hang out. Let's watch a football game.
Anyway, after we did that, we went play putt-putt while the Super Bowl was on.
Oh, okay.
So we spent the second half of the Super Bowl playing putt-putt.
Yeah. Putt Shack. Yeah. You were telling me that.
Putt Shack.
Putt Shack. What a fun place. We don't have those in New Orleans. We should get one. Man, what a good time. Mm-hmm. Like Happy Gilmore style putt-putt. Like just the wildest course you will ever see.
Yeah. Oh man, there was like one where it was a bunch of drums and you like put it.
Oh,
and
that's my favorite one.
Off the drums.
Dude, hell yeah. We tried that one 12 times in a row because nobody else was in there when we went in Atlanta. Man, what a time.
I could have stayed there all night because I didn't even realize there was like 4 separate courses.
Yeah.
And we only did one of them because I don't know why. We just only did one. I was like, man, I could pay to do all 4 of these. Like I could just stay here all night long. It was a blast.
What a time. Yeah. Putt Shack's a good time, man. We didn't really do a heck of a lot. I hosted a little party at the house, a little grilling and chilling, nothing crazy. Halftime show got down in this household. I'll say that. This was an Usher household.
I do have a bone to pick. You remind me of something. So we ate dinner.
A girl that you once knew? Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, go ahead. It was an Usher reference.
We ate dinner at Putt Shack while the game was on. Mm-hmm. There's it was dead. Like dead as dead could be. It was maybe us and 2 other tables.
Okay.
There. The entire bar.
Yeah, because who plays putt-putt during the Super Bowl?
Well, it was the only time we could get reservations there, to be fair. So the whole bar has, 10, 12 TVs. All of them have Super Bowl on. Mm-hmm. But they're not playing the sound to the game. They're playing just this, EDM music the entire time we're just sitting there eating dinner. And Usher comes on, and I'm like, I can't hear this. It looks like a great time, but I can't hear it. And Nashville apparently doesn't believe in cell towers because I could not get a reception anywhere in that city to save my life. So we're sitting there you can see it. All 3 tables are scrambling to try to pull it up on their phone, and nobody can get it to pull up. And then finally one person does, and they crank the volume all the way up so that the 3 of us could hear it. And we're all jamming out to the second half of the Usher performance because nobody could hear the beginning.
I love it, man.
I hate that. If you're gonna show the game, you have to play the sound.
Over
the speakers.
100% agree. 100% agree. I'm one of those people too. I will not go to a bar and watch a game unless it's some game I don't care about. Will not go to a bar and watch a game unless I know the sound is on. It's the reason. Shout out Mid City Yacht Club for Pels games. If you guys ever want to see a Pels game with other Pels fans and actually hear the sound at a bar, Mid City Yacht Club's the place. That is an unpaid promo. Nobody told me to do that. Yeah, no, I agree though. It's wild. It takes something away from the ambiance, right?
No, that was my bone to pick. I had to throw that out there. You reminded me
of a girl. Sorry, I'm gonna go there every time. It's Usher feeling right now. I'm feeling Usher. It's Usher. I used to do Usher Fridays at my old job. This is a whole nother story. Back in the day, I worked in an office back when everybody was in office. I guess that's happening again now. And we had a community Sonos system. We had a couple Sonos spread throughout the office. And every employee in the office had the ability to go in and change the music that was playing. And I don't know why it came over me, but eventually every Friday became Usher Friday. And I made this thing a thing throughout the entire office to where if you changed Usher on Friday, it was people melted down. Every Friday we listen to Usher. Just saying, you should do it. Led to great things. Usher Friday is one of my most memorable experiences at my old tech job. So yeah, implement it.
Why Usher?
I have no idea. I think one day I just wanted to listen to Usher and it was Friday and they're like, why are we listening to Usher? And I was like, cause it's Friday.
Well, it kind of goes into what I was telling you about that coffee shop I went into.
Yeah.
In Nashville. We went into this coffee shop and then it was a Neo playlist. And just that R&B, Neo, Usher, very similar styles. And I told you, I could sit here and work all day long. It would never get old. And I would just vibe out. I'd be in the zone and I'd work. So I think I get it.
It's not too much, right? It can get a little bit you can get into it a little bit. You can kind of find yourself swiveling the hips, shaking the shoulders a little bit. You're going to be
at the very least, you're nodding the head.
Yeah.
You get a little head nod.
You little head nod, but you're not really too much into it. You're like, oh yeah, I know this song. I could sing every word to the song, but at the same time, I can tune it out because it's almost like it's easy listening background noise.
Yep, I told you, I walked in and I was nodding my head the second I walked in the door. The barista was like, you like this playlist? I was like, yeah, I do like this playlist. I sure do.
You reminded me of something else we talked about earlier. What is it, New Orleans? New Orleans, I'm asking you right now, and I know there are some, and that's fine. I know people are going to come at me and say this place, that place, this place, that place. One thing I've noticed about going elsewhere, outside of the city, to other states, to other major cities, what is it about New Orleans and our inability to have like really quality breakfast and brunch spots? Shout out Bearcat, love it. Not talking about them, but like you go to Atlanta and it's like all they do. Like that's their thing, right? That and like wings.
Yeah.
Nashville, you were telling me the same thing. Brunch spots everywhere. Like, what is it about New Orleans that we don't have that going for us?
Yeah, I mean, you would know more than I would about what's out there. I was gonna say maybe there's a lot of places that we just don't know about, but you would know. You know, I guess. We got a fair amount over here, on the North Shore.
Yeah, that's true. Now that I'm thinking through it, I'm like, maybe I'm selling us short. There's some good spots I've been to.
There's some good spots on the North Shore, for sure. Crazy Pig, number one.
Crazy Pig, Southern Kitchen.
Shout out Abita. Abita's really good.
Yeah. Good price. Big selection.
The pancakes are rolling.
They're like the Cheesecake Factory of brunch.
I disagree. That's a whole other conversation. But there is a difference. Even with the amount we have over here, Nashville was maybe, and like you can't even say, oh, because it's a tourist spot. Like New Orleans is known for food. Yeah. So you would think there would be a ton, and like maybe there are. Like if you know good brunch spots, like shoot them our way. Yeah. Because I'm down to go try them out.
Obviously, there's Ruby Slippers everywhere. There's Bearcat, which is phenomenal. There's Surrey's, which is also, I mean, Surrey's and Bearcat are like the goated brunch spots for me in the city. Like those are the two. If anybody ever asked me for a place, that's where I'm going. But I feel like other places, there are brunch spots / breakfast spots outside of like your greasy spoon places that are open all day, all night, like on every corner. It's insane. It's like their thing.
Well, like Nashville had a bunch that were just like specialized in brunch. Yeah. Like we're only open for brunch. Okay. They were like, we're going to give you this fire brunch. We're not going to be open at night, but you want a fire brunch, you can come here. And I was cool with that because there was a bunch of other places that were open late. Mm-hmm. So I was cool with having when you got a bunch of restaurants, it's cool to have some that specialize in each asset or like each different area. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, Nashville had a bunch. That was like my favorite thing about Nashville was definitely the food selection. I was surprised how good the food was out there.
How was the hot chicken? Tell me.
I didn't try it. I just had I did get some hot chicken sauce and put it on the potatoes though. Like I've had Nashville hot chicken before. It's fine. Okay. Like I like hot chicken, but it's never my go-to. Like spicy food is fine for me, but like I would much rather it just not be spicy.
You just want a fried chicken sandwich. Yeah. Just good old-fashioned fried chicken.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just something like I can go on with my day after I eat a regular chicken sandwich.
It's weak tummy. You got the tummy. Do you get the tummy troubles?
I might, man.
Trembles?
Tummy ache city, I guess.
Oof. No thanks. I've never been there. I'll be honest. I do enjoy some spicy food. I do enjoy spicy chicken. I don't do it often because, as you know, I'm always trying to eat healthy. But I tell you what, I have never been to Nashville. Mm-hmm. I've never had Nashville's version of hot chicken. But I'm going to shout out Southern's Chicken. I've shouted out so many places today. Southern's Kitchen, their spicy chicken sandwich. Like, oh my God. It was on the parade route. I've had it a million times. I'm actually related to the people that own it. But man, it's good.
This is you're probably gonna make fun of me for this. My favorite thing we did in Nashville was I got Mellow Mushroom. Mellow Mushroom. Listen. There's people that are gonna side with me on this. Mellow Mushroom is the best like chain pizza restaurant. Period. Yeah. Period.
I'll give you that.
But we don't have them anymore.
That's fair.
So it's become like we used to go all the time. They used to have the one down the street, on 190.
You know what I had a thought? I don't think Mellow Mushroom is the best chain pizza restaurant, but it's because I have conflicting opinions here. Mm-hmm. I think Theo's is the best chain pizza restaurant.
I've never had Theo's. So I can't debate you with that. Okay. But I've heard good things about it.
It's phenomenal, man. Different style though. That's why I was like, this might be an argument. We might just have contrasting tastes.
I was so excited when I found out there was a Mellow Mushroom there because the pizza is phenomenal, so good. But they do the like pretzels and beer cheese, which is basically just their dough, like their crust like rolled up like a pretzel. and the beer cheese. It's so good. So I was so happy to see that. Of all the food we got, it was the one I was the most excited for. Once we had that, my trip was made. It's like we can do whatever else we want. I had my Mellow Mushroom. I'm solid.
Oh my God. I'm a little, you know me. The fact that Mellow Mushroom was your highlight and the one thing you had to do in Nashville.
It's just it's
just probably go to like Ruston and have Mellow Mushroom.
But there's none like the closest one to us now, unless there's still one in New Orleans somewhere. There used to be one on Magazine. I think that was the last one I knew of that was open. I don't know if it's still there or not. But other than that, the closest one is like Mobile.
Yeah.
So but imagine like one of your favorite restaurants, because everybody has it's cool to go to like non-chain restaurants, right? But everybody has a chain restaurant that's like their favorite.
What's your favorite chain restaurant?
It was Mellow Mushroom. Now, is we've had this conversation before.
I don't think Chimes is a chain. It's only got 2 locations. Like it's 3? Okay, it's got 3 locations. Whatever. They're all in Louisiana, so
I'd probably say like maybe Outback.
Okay.
Because like if you got good steak, you're it's between Outback and Saltgrass. I go back and forth between those two.
Yeah.
For me.
That's fair. I'm be honest. When it comes to places like that, I'm not even going. I'm not even going out. Like I will. Outback has a decent steak for it being a chain restaurant. It's not great, but it is what it is. And listen, there were years of my life where Outback was great to me, and I appreciate it. That bloomin' onion and them steaks, phenomenal. Okay. These days, if I want a steak, I'm probably gonna go somewhere else, and that's okay. These days, if I'm thinking of chain restaurants, like places that I'm like, oh yeah, this is a chain restaurant I'm definitely going to go to. It's not going to be a place I look for on vacation. But if it's like quick, I need it, something like Chipotle or like Five Guys. Like, those are the chains I look for.
Yeah, that's fair. Usually on vacation, I'm avoiding anything I can get on like any given weekend. Like if I can be here on the weekend and go get it, I'm avoiding it. But because we don't have Mellow Mushroom anymore, like I won't have Mellow Mushroom again until we go to Tennessee. Gatlinburg.
You actually, yes, I totally agree. I love that you also have that thought process. Not everybody has that thought process, and it blows my mind. And this is not necessarily related, but somewhat related. When I was in Atlanta this last week, my boss looks at me and he's like, "Hey, where do you want to go for lunch?" And they're naming some places. He's like, "Actually, there's this Louisiana kitchen spot. I want you to try their food and tell me if it's close." And I'm like, first of all, no, just no. Okay, I don't even want to do that. I don't want fried food because I know that's what that place is going to have. Second of all, if I can get it back home, I don't want it here. Don't even put it in front of me. Let's go do something else.
Right. So there was I guess it's along those lines. So there was a place. It was called like Gumbo Brothers. It wasn't a restaurant. I think it was. I'm sure they had food, but it was a bar, and it was like just in the middle of like not even Broadway, just like off away from Nashville, like another part of Nashville, and it was just like a New Orleans bar. And I wanted to go. We never got to go back.
I think places like that are good for people who have moved away, right? Like if I lived here my whole life and then I moved to Nashville or I moved to Atlanta and there's a place there that has somewhat authentic, like there's a guy from here that moved there and he opened up a place that's like Louisiana, whatever. Maybe I go there because I'm like, oh, you know what? I haven't had this in so long. I really want a po' boy, and nobody does a shrimp po' boy like back home, but this place gets really close.
Yeah.
Maybe I do that.
I would say if the Saints were in the Super Bowl, if it was just a regular Sunday and the Saints were playing, that's where I would have watched the game.
Oh yeah,
100%. But like my stepdad is from Philly, and it took him forever to find he wanted a good Philly, like a real Philly cheesesteak, and it took him forever to find one out here, and he finally found it, and it's where he wants to go.
Where is it? I need to know.
I forget, we talked about it in our group chat not too long ago. I couldn't remember the name of it, but there's a place. It's people from Philly.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
I have to figure it out. If anybody knows it, let us know.
Trying to get that whiz wit,
dude. Believe it or not, he actually he's a big fan of the Jersey Mike's Philly cheesesteak.
Okay.
As far as just like a convenient one to go get, he says it's really close to one at home. So keep that in the back of your mind. But going back to not doing chain restaurants, I even take it as far as like coffee.
Yeah.
Like I don't even want to. Now sometimes like Starbucks is your only option.
Yeah, it's easy.
But like I told you, there was so many. Nashville, you talk about brunch. There are a ridiculous amount of coffee shops.
Yeah.
There's like 20 of them just in this little bitty area, which it was a smaller area than I imagined it was going to be. But there were so many of them. And I was like, I'm not going to this there was a PJ's. I was like, this is a weird spot for a PJ's. I was like, I'm not going to PJ's. I'm not going to Starbucks. I will walk around this entire city and try a new coffee shop. It was fun.
Give me the local coffee shop with the local roasted beans.
It really threw me off that there was a PJ's. Like, I don't know why.
I tell you what, it threw me off too. When I was when I lived in Orlando for like 6 or 7 months, I was really missing back home so much that I went to places like PJ's, and I even went to the Disney, like the Disney version of New Orleans or whatever they had. Like,
you know me,
little resort.
If I moved out of state and like a CC's popped up, I'd be there in a heartbeat.
You know me. I used to. Like,
Man.
Yeah, CC's biggest fan right here. Come on.
Listen, hey, you give me good service, you got me.
Yeah,
you know
that's fair.
That's it, and it's good coffee.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We've talked about food for 30 minutes.
That is what we do. Okay, you guys thought, but you were wrong. Well, what else you got to talk about? You want to hate on food? I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
Since we're talking food, before we move on, can we put some respect on Spudley's name?
Spudley's, why?
Because like nobody talks about it. I feel like more people should know.
This is like the third or fourth time we've brought it up.
Yeah, well, I'm doing it again. Okay, people listening now probably didn't hear us on the first episode, so. Yeah, Spudley. Shout out Spudley's. Freaking like the first spot I ever knew that was doing baked potatoes.
Yeah, there was it didn't last long. It's just there's a spot in Slidell that's like it's one of those spots where it's just a rotating door of different places, right? Like nothing ever lasts because of the location. And I don't remember the name of it, but there was a spot that was the same thing. You could get it whatever you wanted as a potato or fries. Which is I like the option of the fries.
That's interesting.
Like because it's like if you're getting the potato, it's not any less healthy or whatever to get the
fries,
right?
Just fry that potato. So, it's fine.
But yeah, I miss those kind of things.
Yeah. What you got? It felt like you had something you wanted to talk about.
I was seeing if I had anything. I do have something written down. What are some shows you used to watch like you'd come home from school as a kid, and parents have a show on the TV.
My parents had a show on the TV?
Yeah, and you would watch it with them. What's a show that you used to watch as a kid because of your parents?
Yeah, how deep you want to get here? Because my answer is not going to be what you're expecting.
Oh, here we go.
Well, first of all, my parents were never home when I got home. I was a latchkey kid, as they refer to us. I didn't even know what the hell that meant until like a year ago. Essentially, what it meant is I had my own key, or my father would leave a key for me, and then I would get in the house and I would be home alone, or my sister would come. I was like 9 years old. So not a lot of watching TV with my parents right when I got home from school, I'll be honest with you.
Okay, well, in general, did you have anything you would watch with them just at any point in time?
Yeah, like later in the day.
That's more so my question. Well,
you said when I got home from school, I was like, I don't know.
That's when those things kind of tend to happen for me.
If my dad was home from school, when I got home, he was smoking weed on the sofa and playing Tiger Woods golf. All right? And sometimes I would play that with him. That was fun. It was a good bonding experience. No, when I was younger, I think the shows we watched the most together were like Seinfeld, Friends. Late at night, I don't know if he would fall asleep or whatever, but like I just remember MASH always being on the TV. Like, and I always knew that it was like time for bed if MASH was on TV. Because I was like, that song is the most boring song I've ever heard. Yeah, it was sleepy time.
You know what show made me like when you say that, like when the show came on, it was time for bed. You remember the show that Wipeout was based off of?
Yeah.
With like it was like dubbed over.
Yeah.
That when that came on, I would watch a couple minutes, but I knew it was time to go to sleep. So what I lived with my grandma a lot because she was in a better school district in Chalmette than my mom was. So I'd always come home to her house, and like that was where I learned about all the soap operas. Every soap opera, and to this day, I'll be watching. I'll go to her house, and she's got them all. I'm like, this dude is still in this show. Like, and why does he not look any older than he did when we first
killed him off 3 times? How is he back?
She was, but then she'll be like, he was actually on this other one.
Oh,
because like as a kid, I'm like, I don't remember the name.
Right.
You know, I remember the names, but I don't remember who was on what.
Right.
But I remember their faces, and she's like, no, he was on the other one. Now he's on this one, and I'm like, it's too much. But there was that with my grandma, and then with my mom, it was always gold. Oh, well. My grandma was that and Gilmore Girls.
Okay.
And then my mom was Golden Girls and The Nanny.
Ooh,
we used to watch The Nanny and Golden Girls forever.
I used to watch The Nanny at night. Like I'd be laying in bed, just clicking through, just settle in on The Nanny. Or like The Fresh Prince would come on too on like Nickelodeon late at night.
Yeah, so I always have like anytime there's a Golden Girls thing, or when the new Gilmore Girls thing came out a few years ago, and it was a big deal. Like there was like a little soft spot in my heart for it because I was like, I used to love watching that with my grandma. My mom would watch wrestling all the time.
Yeah,
all the time. Every night it came on, every pay-per-view we were watching wrestling.
Hell yeah, brother.
And then my grandma was like, "We're watching football." Like, so there you go. Yeah, that's fun. I'm trying to think of anything else. Whammy.
Oh, Whammy. Was that what? How? See, I'm old, so like Whammy wasn't really on when I was a kid. Then we got the Game Show Network, and it would come on.
Was that the name of it? Was it?
I think it was Whammy. I don't know.
It might have been Whammy. It's no whammy, no whammy, no whammy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of, but I don't know if that was the name.
Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. What you talking about?
Yeah.
What was your favorite game show as a kid?
I was about to ask you. I think I was about to ask the same thing.
You know what I watched before you answer? Literally, this is going to go down a whole nother rabbit hole. Yesterday, I was working, and I never turn on the TV anymore when I'm working. And for some reason, I was like, you know what I want to watch right now? I want to watch The Price is Right. And I turned on The Price is Right, and I watched The Price is Right for like an hour while I was sitting there working. It was phenomenal. Go ahead.
My favorite, that's probably my favorite game show.
Price is Right. Oh, I stole your thunder. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Ooh, what was the other one? Where you had to go through the grocery store?
Oh, Supermarket Sweep.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know why I love that so much, but that was a blast.
Whatever you can grab, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Whatever you can grab in under two minutes or whatever.
I used to love that. I don't know if Big Brother counts, but I mean, I always watched Big Brother.
Different style of game show. That's like reality TV to me.
Yeah,
That's not a game show.
That's probably it, really. Like, I always like the Nickelodeon ones, like the Nickelodeon Guts.
Oh yeah.
And all of those things. Those were fun.
Figure It Out.
Figure It Out was cool.
Summer Sanders. Hell yeah.
Oh, the one with the Stonehead guy. I can't think. Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah.
Goated.
For sure.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That was one where that was definitely one of those shows where I was like, I could do this.
Yeah.
If they put me on this, I'm gonna run it, and we're never looking back.
Yeah. Yeah. No. You know they have. I saw it the other day. I don't know how often it comes on, but I was scrolling through the TV the other day when I think I was trying to put wrestling on, and I saw there's a Price is Right at night.
What?
I had no idea.
To be fair, I don't watch cable. The only time I'm watching cable now is when wrestling comes on or football. But like I can't tell you the last like cable show where I was like, I'm gonna tune into this.
I know. Yeah, I don't do that.
I'll see a commercial or something. They'll be like, this is coming on this. I'm like, all right, well, what streaming service can I log into and watch it later?
I'll watch that when I remember to.
Yeah.
On whatever streaming service is on, which means never.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely never. What else you got?
What else do I have? What is the ideal level of fame to you? Like, if you could have any celebrity's level of fame, who would it be? This is sparked by Taylor Swift's level of fame, where I don't think she can do. They knew when she landed at the airport,
right?
And I was like, that's too much.
I'm going like Paul Rudd level of fame.
Paul Rudd.
You know what? He's famous. Everyone knows who he is. But at the same time, he's just kind of a guy. He's a cool guy, kind of flies under the radar. He was at the Super Bowl, didn't even make the TV screen. But people took pictures of him after, and they're like, hey, he was there too. Look at this. I feel like as a Paul Rudd guy, they're going to let you walk down the street. Maybe they give you a head nod. Hey, what's up? Love your movies. And you just go about your business. I would like that.
I think, for me, I'm going Mike Trout.
Because nobody knows who the hell he is?
Absolutely. All the money in the world. In Los Angeles or Anaheim, whatever, he probably can't walk down the street without getting recognized. But Mike Trout could walk down the street in New Orleans and nobody, but some people would be like, that's a big dude.
Yeah.
But like nobody's going to know who he is.
He must work out.
Yeah.
Like that's the thought.
Like if Mike Trout was just like shirtless on a beach, he would fit in with everybody else there. Like I think that is my ideal level of fame. You get to just play baseball, make a shit ton of money, and then nobody knows who I am.
Does that sting a little though as a professional athlete? Do you think he wants more? I don't think he wants more, but do you think other guys in his position
it depends on the person, right? Like when you it depends on what you want. Like when Anthony Davis went to LA to go build a brand, like it wasn't enough here for him, right? he didn't have a brand to build.
He's not a brandable guy.
Right. But like, if you want, some people want more fame. So then you go do that, and maybe that stings for him where it didn't work out the way. I mean, from that area, he got a championship, whatever.
Sure.
But I don't know. I don't think for Mike Trout specifically it stings. Like, I think if it hurt him, I think he would have left already, right? But
where else do you go? New York? Like, that's the only other place you could really.
We've had this conversation on that baseball pod. That Los Angeles is not the same as the other Los Angeles team.
Okay, that's fair.
If he was a Dodger, everybody would know who he is.
Yeah.
Shohei went from the Angels to the Dodgers, and they did this whole thing like he's never been to Los Angeles before. Like, he showed up at the Rams game. He showed up at all these different, at the Lakers game. I'm like, dude, you've been here for 10 years. Like, what are we doing? This is a whole Shohei rollout. Like, he's never been to California.
Yeah. Anaheim's not really Los Angeles.
That's
fair.
what I'm saying. Not all Los Angeles teams are created equal.
I could see that.
There you go.
I think people loved Shohei before, though. Like, people knew who Shohei was more than Mike Trout.
I'll say this. Baseball conversations on here. I love when this happens. Last year, I have a buddy who like watches baseball. He's a Braves fan. He's a Braves fan and Astros fan, because those are the two teams that everybody around here kind of grew up watching. Yeah. So he likes baseball a little, like not like a diehard fan, but he's like, okay, if they make the World Series, I'm gonna watch. But like, he loves sports. He bets on all the sports, all of this. I got to tell him about Shohei Ohtani. Didn't know who he was. The joy that came over me to get to introduce somebody to Shohei Ohtani, I was like, this guy.
How do you not, if you know anything about baseball, how do you not know who Shohei Ohtani is?
I swear I was shocked. I don't know if I've ever been more shocked about anything. He was like, who is Shohei? I was like, you don't, I got so excited. I pulled up highlights. I was like, watch him. He can pitch. He's like, okay. I'm like, no, watch this. Watch what he does next. I was like, dude, I have never been more excited to introduce anybody to anything in my life.
That's so exciting.
Dude, like, yeah. Like, imagine getting to tell your kid about, like, Babe Ruth.
Right.
Be like, there was this guy who used to do two things, but I get to do it in present time. And now he really knows who he is. But he was like, this was during All-Star weekend. I was like, yeah, this guy's going to pitch. He's going to be the starter, and then he's going to lead off hit the next inning. Just watch. It's amazing.
Dude. He's going to hit a dinger, too, and it's going to be great.
Yeah. Oh, like, I'm telling you.
He's going to strike out the side, and then he's going to finish the game with 4 RBIs of his own.
Dude, like, there's not a lot of things that have brought me more joy to tell somebody about in life.
Oh, man. What a time. I can't wait to see what he does with the Dodgers.
He's going to hit because he can't pitch. So.
Oh, yeah, he's hurt, huh?
Yeah.
That's right.
But
is he ever going to... I have not been following.
He can pitch. They're expecting him to come back 2025 to be able to pitch. But the fact that he can still just hit, like any other player, any other pitcher has Tommy John, they're just out for the year.
Yep, sorry, bud.
This dude's like, hey, I'm going to lead off for y'all. How about that?
Yeah.
And I'm going to hit like 40 home runs. Enjoy.
And then eventually I'll probably come pitch again.
It doesn't make sense to me that help. Like, how can you heal properly if you're still like, I don't know. I don't fully understand what Tommy John is, right? But
it's the elbow.
Yeah, that's all I know. But if you can't pitch for an entire year, how can you? Like, he just had surgery. How are you already hitting?
Yeah, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But hey, to each their own. They have doctors.
Yeah.
There's a large investment in him. I'm sure that they feel like they can let him go. So
yeah. You gotta have something fun.
I got weird stuff.
Let's close out with
going back to the Super Bowl. There's a clip that's been doing the rounds. Are you a big conspiracy guy, or do you dive into the weird dark web? Like people believing every celebrity drinks the blood of babies and weird stuff like that.
Are you about to talk about Ice Spice?
I'm about to talk about Ice Spice. That's what I'm doing. I'm glad you knew where I was going with that. Yeah, so it's odd to me being a Christian. First of all, let's say that. Let's put that out there. I am a Christian. I am a man of faith. I don't know how I feel when people bring up these conversations about like people are like they've essentially sold their soul, I guess, and they're part of the secret society and stuff like that. I'm just like, I don't know if I find it completely ridiculous Or if I need to brush up more and read more of the Bible, I know that there are evil things out there, but I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't know, man. This is weird to me. I can't even fathom it. And I wanted to bring it up because I'm like,
it's one of those things where it's like there are absolutely people out there, right, that do these crazy things, but it's weird to think of like somebody of that level, doing it. And I'm like, and you know what makes me believe that she doesn't? I don't think Taylor Swift associates with people like that.
People don't believe that, first of all.
Well, listen, for some reason, like Taylor Swift at this point in time is the most hated and most loved person on the face of the earth. Like, it's the most ridiculous thing.
Very polarizing.
On earth. But why? We've never had that conversation. And listen. If you don't want to see her on TV, whatever, but she got 54 seconds of screen time of a 4-hour production. It's very, very minimal.
Yeah.
Like, if that, and I think I sent it into, I don't know if I sent it through Message or whatever, but like a dude on Facebook was like, just like calling her like the worst piece of trash. I'm like, dude, like, what are we doing?
First of all, internet tough guys are the most ridiculous thing in the world. How miserable, and we can go back. I'm sorry, I have to say this.
This is kind of what I'm going to.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, like, how miserable of a person do you have to be to say such ugly things to someone in comments under a picture or like about them, like out loud on the internet? Like, don't get me wrong. I say some stuff about athletes and I joke online, but like to genuinely say something that could be extremely hurtful about somebody, what place are you in? Like, for me to say something like that, I would have to be in the darkest place. So I can't even, I don't know. I feel bad in a way, and I pity people that do those types of things.
Like if you get annoyed by seeing her all the time, like, I guess I get it. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. Like, I like Taylor Swift, so it doesn't bother me at all. Also, I'm like, she's on my screen, she's gone. If I blink, I wouldn't have seen her. But like, dude, like how, like you're saying, how miserable do you have to be for just a 10-second video, not even, of a woman to get you that angry?
Yeah. And
like, it's always the same type of people. Like, we know the kind of people
who
we know. It's because they're afraid of a woman having the influence that she has. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It bothered me. Like, I didn't have too much of it on my Twitter timeline because I got rid of like those people
a
long time ago. Mm-hmm. But like, I've never really cleansed my Facebook at all.
Well, that's impossible. I mean,
yeah. So I get on Facebook and there's so much of it. I'm like, this is the worst. And like, I didn't even know this dude, and I just shared it. I put him on blast. I was like, we're having fun tonight, buddy. enjoy these comments.
That is what Facebook is for. That's actually why I don't get on Facebook ever, because it's
Facebook is for that, and for neighborhood groups to
neighborhood
just complain
drama
about everything. Good God.
Let me tell you why my HOA sucks today.
I'm gonna burn my HOA to the ground. Sorry.
We should start a skit like HOA guy.
Oh, we should. I like that.
We're doing it.
Let's cut that. Let's not give anybody that that idea.
Just bleep it out. It's gonna be great. You're gonna love it.
All right, we should start wrapping it up. We got a little temperature warning up there.
That's because we're too hot.
Yeah.
This famous ass hoodie I got going on here.
I'm gonna end with this: abolish the dunk contest. Just to get rid of it. This is ridiculous. I don't know if you watch tonight. Like, I wish I could give you your time back, because my God, what a terrible, terrible display of just. I don't even know how to describe it. We used to be a proper country. There was a time where the dunk contest meant something. NBA, we used to get on NBA Live and just play the dunk contest because it was so fun. And now it's just a sham. Mm-hmm. It's a sham. I don't understand.
That court was really cool, though.
That court was amazing.
It was really cool. I thought I was going to hate it. Oh, my God.
I was shocked that, like, I couldn't pull off a dunk if I got a trail of flames just following me. Also, Shaq has to be tired of being used as a prop. He's like, if I was Shaq, I'm like, there's this dude in San Antonio that's like 6 inches taller than me. Call him.
Right.
Like, it's gotten to the point now where I'm like, I'm not even impressed if you jump over Shaq anymore.
What's Yao Ming doing?
We've seen this before.
Where's Bol?
Right. You jump over Victor Wembanyama. You got my vote. Like, there was a moment, I don't think you had watched yet. Mac McClung jumps over Shaq, does a dunk over Shaq. And then Jaylen Brown puts somebody in a chair, like just in a folding chair, and jumps over him and does the most basic dunk ever. And he got a higher score than Mac McClung.
Yeah, I don't understand. I did hear the crowd booing quite a bit. And in my head, I was like, what did you guys expect?
Yeah,
the dunk contest hasn't been good in a decade.
I don't know if that's like an Indiana-Boston thing,
Maybe.
or if they're just like, this was terrible. Probably because it was terrible. Rel, I'm sorry. Like, I don't...
Listen, the only thing we need to be sorry for when it comes to Rel is her trip and her fiasco with American Airlines. First of all, American Airlines, you should be embarrassed, okay? And we're going to leave it at that because I'm not going to go into that whole fiasco. I apologize for Rel.
Team Southwest.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Most airlines suck these days, so...
I ain't never had a problem with Southwest. Not never.
Not never. I ain't never had a problem with no damn Southwest, man. I tell you what.
On that note,
I probably had other thoughts, but we can close it out.
Yeah, we can close it out. I like having the temperature warning. It kind of makes us shut up and close this thing out and not go too long.
Love it.
Yeah, we're playing with some new equipment here, guys. So that's all. What do we need to shout out? We need to shout out anything?
I mean, just check out theknow.com as always. Follow us everywhere at whoeffingknows. Go subscribe to our, you know what? Go subscribe to our YouTube. Go follow us on Instagram. We got so many followers on Twitter, and most of our interactions are on Twitter. If you follow us there, I guarantee you got an Instagram. Maybe 75% of you. We don't have 75% of the same followers. Go follow us on Instagram. We need to build that up.
Yeah, definitely subscribe to the YouTube. There's going to be a button somewhere in one of these corners that pops up. Bing. I don't know where. So just click it. Subscribe. If you're watching. If you're watching at this point, you might as well subscribe.
Yeah.
So
Jesus. What are you doing
also,
with your life?
We don't shout this out enough. You can just listen to us also.
Yeah.
Like, we think this is a better product visually, but you can listen to us. Mm-hmm. Quality's good. Also, if you have Spotify, you can watch us on Spotify.
This is true.
There you go.
This is so true. And our audio is getting better and better and better. You hear that deep voice? You like it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Later.